doing fine. It's a living life.
All right, namaste, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to The Way Om Yoga. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be your instructor for this class. Today, I have prepared for you all a yoga class for better sleep hygiene. As you can tell from my surroundings right now, I'm in my room just to show you the simplicity of this practice. So this could be done in your pajamas, in the comfort of your own bed. And for our props today, we're going to be using what we have available in our bed. So for me, I have a throw blanket here, which I have folded firmly to use as a prop. And I'm also going to be using my pillows here behind me. So go ahead and grab your things, meet me on your mat or in the comfort of your own bed if you'd like to. This practice is going to be for those just looking to develop a better bedtime routine, a better nighttime ritual if you're someone who benefits from that. If you're somebody who struggles to fall asleep and stay asleep, this practice is going to be ideal for you. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sarah. I have been teaching yoga for about 10 years, and I just started posting my videos here on YouTube about a year ago. And so teaching yoga is one of my greatest joys in life, and when I'm not doing that, I am working in healthcare as a registered nurse. So I like to combine both the Eastern, more yogic philosophy coupled with my knowledge of Western medicine. I feel like that gives us a very balanced overview, a very holistic overview, which that's the energy I try to bring forth with these videos. So I hope you're enjoying my content so far. So go ahead and grab your props and meet me on your mat or in your bed. So we are going to start off in a bound angle pose, and notice that I'm going to face this way just so you all can see me a little bit better from this angle. So I'm going to place my prop or my blanket, my pillow, whatever I have available to me, just behind me, and I'm going to sit on the very edge of my cushion or my blanket. Now what this does, my friends, is that I want you to think of your pelvis almost like as a bowl. And so by having this prop here for support, what it does is it anteriorly tilts. It's just a fancy way of saying that it's going to allow the pelvis to come forward slightly, and it's going to mitigate any rounding in the back. It's going to preserve the natural curvature of the spine, and that's what we want before we come forward in these postures. So if this feels comfortable to you, I invite you to take this option, okay? So soles of the feet will come together, my knees will come apart, and we're gonna fold over here. And as promised, you could take your pillows, you could take your props along for the ride with you. So we're gonna go ahead and come forward here into a forward fold. And just enjoying this first opening posture, so a bound angle pose just to get us started here. Letting the breath be nice and easy. And just allowing yourself just to melt away any tension that you've acquired throughout the day, no matter what kind of day you had. No matter what you were presented with, I want to invite you right now just to let it all go. Let the breath be easy. And allowing your breath to just be deep. Letting the body just hang heavy here. You may notice after a few cycles of breath, you kind of just ease your way into this. The head and neck may hang heavy. The spine may round a little bit, and that's okay. Again, you're nice and supported here on your props. You may notice the hips just starting to slowly open, just to surrender to this opening. Now, friends, if you'd like, you're welcome to stay here for these last few cycles of breath. Otherwise, you can add on here with me. So I'm going to sit up, but just still keeping this configuration that I have here in my bound angle pose. I'm just going to simply just take the shoulder heads down and away. I'm still remaining connected to my breath, letting go of any tension that I may have acquired in my upper body today. Beautiful. Let's take this in the opposite direction. So coming forward, allowing the shoulder heads to come forward, down and away. Beautiful. Now from here, I'm going to walk my feet just a little bit further ahead of me. So we're going to take a cat-cow variation, but from bound angle, okay? So you can grab onto your ankles for support, you can grab onto the knees, maybe the tops of the thighs, whatever you prefer. But from here, just like we would in cow pose, we're gonna allow the heart and the chest to come forward on an inhale. It's just a very micro movement. And then exhale, let's reverse all that, coming into this cat pose configuration. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Good, and exhale. A couple more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Very good, very good. Lovely. So wherever you were, let's go ahead and sit upright, and we're going to transition into our next posture here, which is going to be a slight variation of what we're already working with. So I'm going to face this way just so you can see me. And I'm going to bring my blanket with me for extra support. So play around with the angle in your bed for sure. So I'm kind of more at a diagonal here. So I'm going to take kind of like a half bound angle pose. So starting with the sole of my left foot in towards my body, I'm going to bring my right leg out to the side extended. So this could be at a slight angle, right? It doesn't have to be like directly out to the side laterally, but just take whatever makes sense for you. I'm going to sit up on my blanket just for added support. Now check it out. So you can either come forward with the pillow in front of you, or you can stretch out to the side here, again with that prop here. So I'm going to show you personally what I like to do in this posture. So with my pillow here out beside me, I'm going to prop up here on my right elbow. I'm going to support my head with the palm of my right hand. And what I like to do is I like to reach up and over, getting this nice stretch laterally through the left side of the body. But from here, I take it a step further. I like to catch the side of my head here and enjoy the pose like so. Again, this is just me, so you can hinge forward from the waist again if you really enjoyed that. You could play with that. You can even come out kind of like at an angle here. So you have lots of options here in this posture, but I'm going to take kind of my go-to for this one. And like I mentioned before, we're really finding that expansion and that sense of opening through the intercostal muscles, right? So it's the muscles that line the inside of your rib cage. So this is ideal for that deep, deeper breathing, deeper respiratory support, right? To provide us with adequate rest. And of course, the side of the body can get very tight on us all, especially in the lower back. Right, from sitting at a desk all day or maybe standing for extended periods of time. So it's so good to get into the side of the body. You may notice you may breathe a little deeper here from this stretch. Maybe with each exhale, you may find yourself just surrendering a little bit more. Y'all are doing great. And just a little bit more time here in this posture. Come out as needed. All right, my friends, so from here we'll take one more inhale together. Exhale, let that go. And we'll slowly make our way out of the pose. Go ahead and set your props off to the side, make any adjustments. And let's go ahead and set up for the opposite side this time. So this time, sole of the right foot will remain inward. We'll extend that left leg out to the side. And again, as always, you can come forward if that's appealing to you. You can reach over to the side if you'd like. I'm gonna kind of stick with my same setup I established. So propping myself up this time on the left elbow, cradling my head, reaching up and over. And some of you can reach for those toes for a deeper stretch. Again, what I like to do is just kind of reach my hand over, just catching the back of my head here, enjoying this stretch. Enjoying this expansion in the rib cage. And we have these like rod-shaped muscles in the lower back. So on the sides of the back here, your quadratus lumborum. They can get really, really tight on us. And this is just a lovely, lovely way to release any tension, any tightness. Just a way to mitigate any back pain from our day-to-day. And again, breath is still nice and deep. It's still nice and easy. And again, feel free to make any adjustments as needed. And we'll stay here, friends, just for a few more cycles of breath. And so from here, we'll come back to our breath on our next inhale. And exhale, let that go. As you're ready, let's go ahead and come to an upright position. Take your time with that. We'll go ahead and set up for our next pose, which is going to be pigeon pose here. So again, I like to come at it kind of from like a diagonal, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a moment. So I'm going to keep my pillow here up at the front of my bed because I'm going to use that in just a moment here. Now, when I did this pose, I like to have the blanket underneath my, my pelvis, so under my hip area. And I'm going to start with my right leg forward to begin. So normally I would approach pigeon pose from downward facing dog, but I wouldn't advise that on the bed. So what I kind of did was I came from like a kneeling position and then just kind of made my way into pigeon pose like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to extend my leg back behind me. I'm going to bring that pillow, or my blanket rather, just underneath my hips, underneath my pelvis. And then, once I've made that adjustment, I'm going to bring my pillow out in front here to support me as I come forward here into pigeon pose. Okay, so just play around with the setup. Just do what makes sense for you. If it's more comfortable to remain upright, you can do that as well. And quick side note, I just realized too, I am filming this during the morning hours, during the daytime, and that was intentional. The daytime is usually the quietest time here at my house where my family's not here. And if you're like me and you work night shift, this might be your bedtime. So this is yoga for everyone, for everybody. And once again, just coming back to your breath. And coming into that natural rhythm, letting go of any tension in the hips, in the legs, in the upper body. And just surrendering to the posture. All right, my beautiful friends, so we'll stay here for one more inhale and exhale. From here, for our counter pose, we'll just take a very brief child's pose. So go ahead and make your way there now. Carefully coming out of the posture. And again, taking your time. And you can take child's pose with or without pillows. Actually, I might bring this out just a little bit further. And again, just a very brief child's pose here. Okay, and as you're ready, we're going to just set up for the other side. So, I'm going to set up here with my left leg coming forward again. I'm kind of approaching this from a kneeling position. And just do whatever makes sense for you. And again, bringing that blanket just underneath my pelvis, just underneath the hips for added support. I'm going to bring my pillow out in front of me as I come forward into pigeon pose. And of course, I'm kind of remaining upright here on my forearms. You can most certainly put your full weight onto the props. I'm just trying to not block the mic here. But of course, you can kind of wrap your arms around your pillow, putting your full weight forward. Okay. And once again, we'll just start to settle in and just kind of noticing the difference between the right and the left side now. One side might feel a little bit more fatigued, might feel a little bit tighter, a little edgier, and that's okay. We'll just spend a little bit more time on those areas, all right? And of course, I invite you to revisit this class, save this class. You can do this every night before bed or a few times a week to just really get the full benefit of the practice. Maybe like an hour before bed, you can, power off your phone or remove artificial light, switch into more natural lighting, and just get yourself set up and ready for bed by revisiting this class. Okay, and so once again, my friends, we'll just stay here for another round of breath, starting on your inhale. Exhale, let that go. All right, we got one more sequence of postures. And the lovely thing is, you know, maybe in lieu of meditation or shavasana, which I encourage you to take still, if you don't want to take them, you could just go right to bed after this. It's kind of nice. This is probably my favorite class I've recorded thus far. If you want to get child's pose briefly, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, meet me on your back. We're just going to take some gentle twist here. And you can set your props off to the side for this one, unless of course you find them helpful for twisting. I'm going to take this without. So what I'm going to have you do here, friends, is take a figure 4 configuration with the legs. So I'm here from a supine position, so on my back, and then I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left thigh, and then keeping this, I'm going to take this over into a twist towards the left wall. Now you can bring your arms out wide like a T, if the space permits for that. Sometimes what I like to do is just reach with my left hand for that right ankle and kind of cactus my arm just here beside me, and enjoying getting into the IT band, so that thick band of tissue that runs along the outer edges of our legs, the thigh area. It can get very tight, very fatigued on all of us. And if you tuned into my last class where I focus on yoga for leg day, we do get into this stretch as well, where I talk about this a little bit more extensively. A great way just to wind down, to let go of any tension in the lower half of the body, but also getting the benefit of a twist here. And then coming back to your breath. Okay, and so once again, we'll come back to our breath on our next inhale through the nose. Exhale, release that. From here, let's slowly come back to a supine position. Of course, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, maybe rock side to side here. Getting a counter pose before we get the other side. Beautiful job. So once again, we'll create that figure 4. I might scoot over just a little bit here so I have some room. So taking that figure 4 configuration, this time with the left ankle crossing over the right thigh, I'm going to take this over into a twist. And again, I personally just like to reach down with my right hand, grabbing onto the outer ankle, my left ankle, and just kind of letting my arm hang out here beside my head. And then once again, targeting the IT band, getting into the twist. I can feel this again through the side of my body, through the intercostal spaces. So once again, we'll come back to our breath on our next inhale. Exhale, let that go. Taking your time, moving at a leisurely pace, we'll come back to center. And again, any counter pose of your choosing, whether that's just simply rocking side to side, you can take happy baby pose, maybe some small circles in one direction with the knees. So the time is yours here, my friends, whether it's bedtime for some of you, you're perfectly set up. If you're already in your PJs, you're ready to go. You could take Shavasana and just go to sleep. You can take a seated meditation if that's more of your preference. So I hope you feel incredible in your body. I hope you feel ready for a restorative, rejuvenating night's sleep. Let me know in the comments if this video has helped you in any way. I would love to engage with you. And if you are enjoying my content, I would love your support in the form of your likes and your subscription to the channel. So thank you guys so much for being here. As always, thank you for your attention and your intention of practicing with me. And until next time, namaste, guys.